Hello class. Today we're going to be taking notes about changing fractions to decimals. I'm going to put a problem on the left side of the page and the steps that it takes to solve that problem on the right side of the page. The problem that we're going to be doing is changing 3/5 to a decimal. The first thing we need to do is write a ratio table to find an equivalent fraction that has a denominator of 10, 100, or 1,000. And we ask ourselves, what can we do to 5 to get to 10? Well, 5 times 2 is 10. What you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So since we multiplied times 2 on the bottom, we must multiply times 3 on the top. So 3 times 2 is 6. Our next step is to write the decimal that goes with the fraction, our new fraction of 6/10. Remember the hot tamale, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we put our decimal point down, and on the line below that we write THT for tenths, hundredths, thousandths, the hot tamale. We're going to put our 6 directly above the T that stands for the tenths. And we always have to remember our polite 0. If the numbers sound the same, then they are the same. The fraction 6/10 is equivalent to the decimal 6/10. So 3/5 is equivalent to 6/10. And remember, we need to circle our answer. You need to have everything on this page copied down in your notes. Once you get that copied, you can press pause, and then once you get it all copied, let's go, and I'm going to give you another example, another problem. The next problem we're going to do is we're going to write 3/25 as a decimal. It's the exact same steps. First thing we do is we use a ratio table where we find an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 10, 100, or 1,000. Well, is there something we can do to 25 to get to 10? And no, 25 cannot be divided or multiplied to go to 10. So we're going to, instead of trying to get to a denominator of 10, we're going to try to get to a denominator of 100. And so what can we do to 25 to get to 100? It's times 4. We multiply 3 times 4 and we get 12. And we have our new fraction 12 hundredths. Now we're going to write a decimal that goes with the fraction. So remember the hot tamale, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. We put our decimal point down. Now the 12 goes directly above so that the last digit is above the H for hundredths, because that's what the denominator is in our fraction. And we need to remember our polite 0. And so remember, if the numbers sound the same, the fraction 12 hundredths sounds the same as the decimal 12 hundredths, then it is the same. So 3/25 equals 12 hundredths, and circle your answer. Class, you've done a great job. It would be helpful to have this example also copied in your notes, because it shows going to a different denominator of 100 instead of 10. Once you get this copied, you are finished. Thanks for getting on, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.